Testing, sound testing. How's this music in? When I speak, you can go, as soon as the lights go up, you just put it tap a little higher, right? Go a little, yeah. Go a little higher, let's hear. More. Not too high. You can hear my voice, hello? Hello? Yeah, it's okay. That's good. Keep it like that. Okay. Are we ready? We're about to start. I got your cup, brother. Yeah. Right here in front, sir. Yeah. It's fine, we can start. Just waiting for... Connie said he must wait for her. Wait for Connie. She'll wait for her. Starting in the next 1 minute, hopefully. Is Connie here? Waiting for Connie. Okay, let's wait. She's ready, we'll start. Here. Let's just wait for. Is it who looks like me? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. In the next 5 seconds, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. I'm not sure if you're going to close your eyes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch off the lights. And as I switch off the lights, we're going to close our eyes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As you close your eyes, I want you to play full out. I want you to imagine a world free of biasness, a world free of discrimination. I want you to imagine a world that is diverse, a world that is equal, a world that is inclusive. Imagine a gender equal world, a world that is not stereotyped. Can you see it? Can you feel it? A world that is different, where women are celebrated and valued. A world where no matter what gender, what class, whatever you are, it is a world that is free. Do you like this world? I'm going to ask you now to open your eyes. As you open your eyes, you will notice it is still dark. The reality is that is an imagination. The world currently is dark. It is not free of biasness. It is not free of discrimination. This world is not free of diversity. It is not equal, and definitely there is not gender equality. Women are not valued enough. That is why we are here. You are here. You are here today to be the light. As I on the light, I want you to be a flag bearer. Yes, you. I want you to be a torch, to empower women, to be one who stops biasness, to be one that stops discrimination, to be one to be the voice, to be one who is going to create equality, to be one, just trying to on these lights. And as we're on the lights, I want you to be the torchbearer. I want you to be someone who's going to be. Are you going to be that?
Yes, I am.
I don't hear you.
Yes, I am.
This. You may wonder, what is this? Some of you may think it's pirates. It isn't. It is Kaiser Chiefs. No, it isn't, Doc. It is the hand slogan for International Women's Day. It is the hand slogan for breaking the bias. So I want you now, at this moment, this is going to be our theme. This is what we're going to do at this point. Let's unite. Let's stand together. Let's break the bias. I want you all to put your hands together like this. I'm going to show you. Some of you may get it maybe a little confused just through it. So I'm going to show you. It's not a cross. It's not facing you. Look at the walls. This is that. That is breaking the bias. Are you going to break the bias? I want you to say, I am. Are you ready? Can we do this together? So leave your hands open. Are you going to break the, who's ready to break the bias? Who is ready to break the bias? Who is ready to be the voice for women? Who is ready to inspire other women? Who is ready to celebrate and value women? Who is ready to stop limiting belief? Thank you, ladies. You can now. I must say thank you for playing full out. Thank you for participating. Thank you for interacting with me. And we are live now on Facebook. I want to thank you for all those who are on Facebook as we tune in on Facebook. You can, at this moment, also, if you want to have a look at us, we are live on Facebook. ICANN Leadership Institute Africa. Make a note of that. You've got a pen and a paper. So go on ICANN Leadership Institute Africa. Log on, like our page, share a comment, say you are here, tell people you are here. We are also on YouTube. David Molapo, Molapo. Go on and join us, interact with us. You could be anywhere today, but you've chosen to be with us today. You've chosen to be at this beautiful 5-star hotel. You've chosen to be with us celebrating International Women's Day. At this point, I'd like to welcome all of you. Thank you for joining us. Let's give yourself a round of applause. Today is only possible because my host had a vision to bring us all together, to bring women together. None other than our host today, Dr. David Molope. I want you to give him a round of applause. Today is also possible because of amazing sponsors. UBS. UBS, they make life better. Be involved with them. Also SAUBC, who are very involved in sponsoring and part of us. Black Like Me. Connie is here representing Black Like Me, the CEO, and you're going to interact and engage with her. We have some awesome guests. MCA has given us some gifts, and these are the people who made today possible. We also have the hotel, and I have some gifts from the hotel, which I'm going to share with you. So as I start, I want to ask you, when I came on stage and I greeted you, what did you notice about me? Anyone? This is going to be interactive. This is going to be engaging. What did you notice about me? Anyone?
Your shirt.
My shirt?
Yes.
What did you notice about my shirt?
Bright.
I'm white, I'm bright. Now I want to move from my shirt to my face. What do you notice about my face? Who said smile? I want to see her. Who said smile? I see a lady here. She said? Smile. What does a smile do to you, ma'am? It's brighten your day. What I've got from the Houghton Hotel, we've got a lovely bath where you can melt yourself and smile. This is from the Houghton Hotel. Let's give her a round of applause. How many of you also want gifts from the Houghton Hotel? Let me see you pick up your hands. I'm going to give you lots more gifts. I've got a few more that are there. But what I want to do now, she says the smile makes you interact and engage with her. So I want you to look at the person on the right and the person on the left, and I want you to tell him, tell her, you have a beautiful smile. Like if I look at her, watch, it's not like this, you have a smile. Tell her nicely, I love your smile. You know, keep that smile. Wear that smile. It's the best makeup you can wear. Share it with your partners quickly. I must tell you, we have a fantastic program. Thank you so much, ladies. We have a fantastic program. Firstly, creating awareness of International Women's Day. Also, not just creating for women, also for men. David is here and there's many men here. We support the cause. We celebrate women. That's why we are here. We can't make this world a better place alone. Together we can. Together we can make it fairer, inclusive. A place where we value everyone. No matter what color, what gender, what creed you are, no matter what status, whoever you are, we can unitedly make this world different. Together we can. I must tell you, I'm very excited because we have an awesome program. We have an awesome panel discussion. We have some awesome sharing where you're going to learn some tools on how to interact, how to engage with us, and how to handle biasness. How many of you here want to stand up against biasness and be the voice of bias? Let me see by show of hands. Awesome. Today, I want you to do something. We're going to have guests that are going to interact with us, but I want you to participate. And if you are listening in Facebook, if you are on YouTube, I want you to ask us questions. I want you to ask our guests questions. So we've got a pen and paper for those who are at Houghton. And if you're at home, create a pen and paper. When we have our guest, incredible guest, make notes, ask some questions, and you're going to be live on our Facebook. So you're going to be live, so I want you to ask. So I encourage you to ask. I encourage you to share tools. I also encourage you. Who loves social media here? Let me see by show of hands. Who loves social media? I can see all of you. So what I want you to do today, there's a special hashtag. Hashtag is not like hash and you must tag. Hashtag is you put the hashtag, and if you put the hashtag on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, hashtag break the bias. Add break the bias. And suddenly you will be global. You could go throughout the country. Everywhere in the world it will be seen. Also hashtag IWD 2022. I want you to write this down. I want you to go now on Facebook. Hashtag break the bias. Hashtag IWD 2022. Hashtag break the bias. Hashtag Houghton Hotel. Hashtag Houghton Hotel with a gift. Hashtag Houghton Hotel. At this point, I want to raise the energy. Once again, I want us to do the hand symbol. Unitedly this time. The people who's been on Facebook are now aware of what we did. Whoever is live streaming, wherever you are, we come to you here from the Houghton Hotel. Whether you're 9 years or 90 years, whoever you are, I want you to do the symbol. And we're going to kickstart the program. So, I want you to all rise. Can we all rise? Who is ready? I want you to rise. I don't see you all. I want to raise the energy to introduce my first guest. Who is ready to break the bias? I think we can do better. This is going live. I want us all to do this together. Let us all do it as a team. Who is ready to break the bias? Who is ready to be the voice for women? Who is ready for an inclusive world? Who is ready to celebrate and value women? I am. Stop limiting beliefs. When are you going to do this? Now. Well done, ladies. Let's give yourself a round of applause. As we give ourselves a round of applause, we are the what nation? And as a Rainbow Nation, what do? We have a national anthem, right? Because we're in South Africa and people come all around the world, the national anthem is going to play now, so I want you to stand. And let's celebrate the national anthem of our country. of applause. You know, I always want us to applaud together, in sync. Can we just once, when I call one, we all go together and we have some lovely synergy? Are we all ready? Yes. Are you feeling the energy? Yes. I want to feel us together. Let's blow the roof down. One. I'm not feeling it, guys. One. 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 I always wanted a standing ovation. Thank you, ladies. I would now like to proceed with the program and call upon a very special man. He was born at the height of apartheid. He never allowed bitterness to dictate his future. I love his quote, which says, "A prisoner of the past. Do not be a prisoner. You are no longer a prisoner of the past, but a pioneer of the future." His values of integrity and honesty and fairness is something that he stands by. If you are with him, you will feel uplifted. You will feel inspired. Whenever I share with him, he always shares valuable advice. Today, he's going to share some of his tools. He always leaves you with something. He always touches my heart. Let us put a round of applause for the man of the moment, for our host, Dr. David Molapo.
Now that's not a round of applause, it's a straight applause. Let's give him a round of applause. Round, boss. Yeah. Stretch your right hand, stretch your right hand. Pretend it is a mirror. Look at yourself in the mirror. Stretch your right hand. Repeat after me, please. I'm beautiful. Say like you really mean it. Say, I'm beautiful. To mask. I'm beautiful. Say like you really mean it. I'm beautiful. I'm sharp. I'm moja. I'm grand. I'm unique. I'm special. And I'm different. I'm not a lemon. I'm a lemonade. I'm not a chicken. I'm a champion. I'm not a wimp. I'm a winner. I may not look like a winner, but the Lord is still working on me. I love you. Mwah. Come on, give yourself a good round of applause. Thank you. Before we go to Miss Nyambura, I want again to say thank you so very much. We had an awesome time yesterday. How many of you are here for the first time today? For the first time? How many? Okay, I'll end up with, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 new people, 6, 7 people. A lot of people are still coming, so we're going to be packed in a minute here. 6 people. Sharon, Angela, yeah. Angela, it's good to see you. Thank you. Angela, thank you. Yes. Okay, thank you so much. Now, okay, right, great. Today we're going to talk about a lot of things. We've got business people. I know 1 or 2 people bought the book. It's a school of money. Can you say money? One of the areas where women need to break the bias, but the Bible says money answereth all things. Some of you, prayer is good. You need to pray, but afterwards you need to work. Jesus fasted for 40 days. Afterwards, he came out with power and authority. He worked again. So it's nothing wrong in praying. You need to pray. God will give you witty ideas, creative ideas, but there's no shortcut for work. Jesus found the disciples, they were working. Can we say working? So now, how do we work and make money? Because some of those things don't need prayer, they need money. Am I speaking to someone here today? Some of those things don't need prayer, they need what? Money. Because I have been poor, I have been rich. Here's a revelation. Rich is better. It's a revelation. I'm going to repeat. I've been poor and I have been. Hey, Banbamaren, have you been so poor you could not even pay attention? I've been there. But rich is better. And is Nyambura ready? She's ready. Okay. And let me also honor Aus Koni Mashaba. Please stand up. Let the people see you. Let's give her a round of applause. My sister, on behalf of a lot of people, and I'm doing deliberately for a lot of people online, we want to say thank you. People sometimes, they know Abdul, they know the glory, they don't know the story. When I came back, couldn't find a job. I met Connie and the husband, Hemen Mashaba, but today's not about Hemen, I get it. It's about Connie. He said, Viva, Connie, Viva. That's it. It's about her. She, Brother Dan, gave us an office free of charge. No, don't clap yet. This is the part you need to clap. She is the first woman to give us 3 million rand. I'm talking about in the 90s. To do what? Because people don't know this. To do voter education. They could care less whether it's ANC, half gospel, full gospel, whatever. Go and empower the people. Some of you know we used to work with Nando's. You don't know, Robbie and them were friends. So 3 million rands at that time. I want to say seriously, thank you, Wanamrena. You've been a friend, you've been great. Pastor Lavko Braya Kalebana, but today we just want to honor you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Another round of applause for her. That's what I'm saying, Abdul. You see the glory, but you don't know the story. And you must always go back to people and say, thank you. Hey, whatever. No. There are people who believe in this country. And sometimes you said something yesterday, man. You don't celebrate women. You don't celebrate women. So here's a woman, because if men are stakilary, she gave us an office. Sharon, my sister, was the first PA in their office. Go, black like me, mid-rand. Hey, brother, man. But Auskoni still kind and whatever. Thank you so much. Even today, Auskoni, nobody paid here. Everything sponsored. I want to say thank you. Can we again say thank you? Now let's go all the way to Kenya. Kenya, Miss Nyambura, how you doing, my sister? Lovely. My wife, I'm not sure if you can be able to see her that side, because you still wanted to see her. She's right there sitting close to House Connie. Can you see her? She wanted to see you. I don't know why. Yeah. Sharp. Thank you for hosting us last week. We were with you. We were launching blockchain in Kenya. Thank you so much for your kindness. I know you're a woman of God. I know you're a banker. But today we want to talk about money. So take us quickly through the journey of money, and also talk to us about this new 4th industrial revolution of blockchain. And then we will allow people to ask some questions before we have asked Connie. Are you ready to go for it, Ms. Nyambura? As you've taught me, Asante Sani and Jumbo, hey, they go for it, madam. Go for it. Guys, help.
One of the key aspects that is driving that space in the space of 4th industrial revolution is the blockchain technology. And I'm very honored to be a woman who can stand and use her voice, especially to break the bias in the space of technology, because we as women need to be honored and respected, because we are beautiful, but because we also bring value on the table. So I'm going to take you briefly through what the blockchain technology is and how this is influencing money as we know it today. And just to give you a definition, the blockchain technology basically is a system of recording information in a manner that it makes it difficult or impossible to cheat or hack the system. Dr. Molapo, maybe, I think my screen is lagging behind. Oh, yes, there you go, kindly. Yes, so let us look at the definition of what this blockchain technology basically is, so that you can be able to see how it is going to affect our lives and how it is going to transform all the sectors of our life as we know it. So from a definition point of view, blockchain basically is a system of recording information in a way that it makes it difficult or impossible to change, hack, or cheat the system. And that is because this is basically a digital ledger of transactions that is duplicated and distributed across the entire network of computers that are on the blockchain. Now, one of the most significant things the blockchain is doing that is enhancing our way of life from the internet is that it is giving us 3 critical aspects which are missing on the internet, and that is security, transparency, and decentralization. And basically, therefore, decentralization just speaks to the fact that It is a system that gives power back to the ordinary person in the street, and therefore you can be able to now engage your life on this platform without having to depend on any third party, and that is the power of this new technology. Now, as I have mentioned, this technology is going to affect every sphere of our lives. But because today we are talking about money, let me just give you a brief history of how the technology is influencing money. But when you understand the journey of money, initially how financial transactions used to be done, especially in what we call in the olden ways of doing things, it's that people used to transact through the barter trade system. But in the year around 1700s, 1800s, the world experienced what we refer to as an industrial revolution, which was the major second revolution. And it's at that point that fiat money or paper money was introduced as a medium of exchange, and that is what we engage with today on a day-to-day basis. Now, of importance to note is that the fiat money or the paper money is basically money that is issued by central governments. That is why your country has a currency referred to as rand. My country has a currency referred to as the Kenya shilling. The Americans have a currency referred to as the dollar. And these currencies are issued and controlled by the central governments that preside over those countries. Now, when the digital revolution or the third industrial revolution came into being, that is basically the internet revolution, we now got a new face of money, which is basically what we refer to as e-money. And that is how we were able now to accept plastic cards, for example. So long as you have your debit card or your credit card in your pocket, you know you have access to money. You can walk into a supermarket and you trust that you can do a transaction and it will be settled as soon as your card is swiped. Again, we started experiencing money wire transfers, where today you can just go to your bank and authorize a transaction and money is transferred to my bank without having to touch physical money. Now, for us here in Kenya, we're also very privileged because Kenya pioneered the first most successful digital platform, digital money, in form of M-Pesa through our company called Safaricom. And that has basically transformed and revolutionized e-commerce, because now everybody in the streets, everybody in the street can be able to participate in e-commerce and trust money without necessarily have to touch physical money. Now, as we go into this new era of blockchain technology, we are experiencing the new face of money, and that is what we basically refer to as cryptocurrencies. Now, I want to take you through it's very important when you understand that journey of money, it's very important for you to understand that wealth is not static. Wealth always shifts. Now, going back, you can be able to see how wealth has ended up in the hands of the people who have understood what is happening in their time and space. When you look at the Industrial Revolution, which was just basically driven by mass production, we all read histories of early 1900s, how people like Andrew Carnegie, through his steel company, he was able to amass a lot of wealth through production of steel. He had such a great impact on how the current infrastructure globally looks like, and he was able to create thousands of jobs because he understood what was on offer during his time of Industrial Revolution. And that has also been duplicated in Japan, for example. You know, Toyota is one of the biggest car manufacturers. They have produced mass vehicles for ordinary people like you and I. They have created hundreds of thousands of jobs. They have enhanced economies. If you look at the value chain of Toyota, for example, from production of raw materials, which most of them come from your country, South Africa, to the transportation, to the finished goods. There is a whole economy that has been generated. You can think about our very own Aliko Dangote, who has gone very big in the space of mass production, and he has been able to amass a lot of wealth and impact a lot of economies. And today we are talking about the son of South Africa, one Elon Musk, who is driving the Tesla car. And as we know today, because of the way he has been able to understand that space, today he ranks as the second richest man on the planet. Now, when we move to the digital era or the information age, this brought itself a new way of doing things, which is what we refer to as e-commerce. And again, you can look and see, today the richest man on the planet is Jeff Bezos, who basically runs an e-platform called Amazon. And because he has been able to decentralize how people do commerce, you can be able to order for goods from wherever you are, and they're delivered from wherever the supplier is, and they're delivered to your doorstep. That has enabled him to influence how commerce is run across the world, and he has been able to acquire a lot of wealth. And that is basically has been duplicated right here in Kenya through our Safaricom company that has given us the M-Pesa product. You can think about what impact Mark Zuckerberg has had in terms of creating Facebook, and all these other people like Jack Ma. You can see as a result of understanding the opportunities available, they have been able to amass wealth, and wealth has shifted. Now the people who are really commanding wealth are no longer the people in the Industrial Revolution, but the people with the information who are basically thriving on the digital era. Now, as we go into the new space of blockchain technology, it is introducing us to the new concept of decentralization. And like I've said, decentralization basically is the fact that power is now being given back to the ordinary person. One of the ways that wealth is already being redistributed through decentralization is adoption of cryptocurrencies. And cryptocurrencies basically is just borderless money that is not controlled by any central authority anywhere. Now, let me just mention something. If you have followed the journey of Bitcoin from the year 2009 to date, it has grown by over 800,000%. So you can imagine anybody who was able to understand what Bitcoin was at a very early age, and they acquired it and they're holding today, their wealth has completely shifted. Now, the World Economic Forum is telling us that by the year 2027, it is expected that adoption of cryptocurrencies will grow by almost 300,000%. And that is why we need to demystify this space and help everybody understand, because that is basically where the world is going. The other key thing that is emerging in this space of blockchain technology is the whole concept of decentralized finance. And some of the things that are going to be running that space is what is being referred as tokenization, things to do with the NFTs. And it is a whole industry, it's a whole commerce that is starting to take shape. And you and I need to understand so that we can start to ask ourselves, how do we engage in this space? How can we create an impact in this space and change our lives and change the lives of the people that we love? Then, of course, there's the concept of smart contracts, which was enabled from as early as 2015. When Ethereum was introduced as an altcoin, it opened up the blockchain space so that you and I can be able to write smart contracts, and anybody today, irrespective of the field you're coming from, whether you're coming from the legal fraternity or you're in healthcare or you're an entrepreneur or you're in the beauty industry, today you can be able to write to move your business on the blockchain by using smart contract, because it helps you to execute your business without needing to rely on the middle person. Now, cryptocurrencies have had a significant shift, which I just want to give you in a nutshell. From around the year 2009 to the year 2015, we only had one cryptocurrency which was decentralized, and that was Bitcoin. And as we know, Bitcoin is only a currency. There is nothing much you can do with it. But in the year 2015, we entered the second phase, which is, of course, introduction of altcoins. And like I've mentioned, Ethereum is the king in that space. And the reason why that happened is because blockchain technology was already starting to expand. People were starting to understand it, and Ethereum enabled that by creating an open source platform that runs the Ethereum coin. A lot of people now are able to engage with blockchain, and now they can start to produce solutions that are needed in our societies, and they will enable, that is what will enable the shift from internet-based operations to blockchain-based operations. Now, in the year 2017, and we experience now the current phase we are in, where basically now these digital currencies and blockchain technology started going mainstream. They started having acceptance in the mainstream, in Wall Street, in all our formal sectors. And just to give you an example of some of the things that have happened there, Just this last month, the month of February, please, next, please. The month of February, our central bank right here in Kenya issued a public participation document inviting ordinary Kenyans to give them views on how they are going to shift our Kenya shilling on the blockchain platform, which therefore then speaks to the fact that none of us are going to be exempted, none whatsoever. All of us are candidates of blockchain. For example, once my currency is successfully put on the blockchain system, every 51 million Kenyans will be required to understand that space because they will have no option but to utilize the Kenya shilling on the blockchain. Now, in October of last year, we saw Nigeria officially unveil their currency on the blockchain, which is referred to in Naira. And you can see right there, President Buhari officially unveiling that. And so already what we are trying to achieve in Kenya has already been rolled out in Nigeria, and it's already in use. Again, we all know in September of last year, the South American country called El Salvador officially adopted Bitcoin as legal tender, which basically means what? You can go to El Salvador with your Bitcoins in your wallet and you can be able to do anything. You can buy food, you can pay rent, you can pay your taxes, you can do every kind of transaction using Bitcoin because it's officially recognized in that country as a legal tender. Again, on 1st of February this year, the Indian Finance Minister, Nirmala Sitharaman, in her budget speech, she classified cryptocurrencies and digital assets in the broader category of digital assets that are now subject to taxation at I think at the rate of 30%. Now, for me, that basically spoke to the fact that the Indian government and the Indian society have now formally accepted that, yes, cryptocurrencies are here. They are not going to go anywhere. So the best thing to do is let's figure out how can the government, the private institutions, ordinary citizens can interact with that space in a way that it benefits everybody. Next, please. Now, again, I want to draw your attention to what is happening right now. We all are very familiar with the war that is happening in Russia and Ukraine, and some very significant things have happened, especially to Russia. Now, on 27th of March, we saw the government of Russia being cut off, or rather the banking sector in Russia being cut off from the global SWIFT system. And then on 6th of March, which is just this weekend that has just passed, we also witnessed Visa and MasterCard cut off all banks in Russia. Now, what that basically means, and I want you to draw your attention to the ordinary people living in Russia who may not necessarily be part of this war. What that basically means is that today, they cannot send money outside their country and neither can they receive money. Now, initially, at least they could use their Visa cards, debit cards, MasterCards, but today they cannot be able to use that. So I want you to ask yourself, how do you think an ordinary Russian is going to survive, is surviving today? These are people who need basic necessities just like you and I. They need to pay for their healthcare, they need to buy food, they need maybe to support their children who are outside the country. I can tell you without fear or favor, they have shifted their attention and their focus into cryptocurrencies. Think about a daughter who lives in America and she has been supporting her elderly parents in Russia, maybe paying their medical bills or just sending them a stipend to be able to put bread on the table. Today, she cannot do that. But if the parents have a crypto wallet and she has a crypto wallet, we have said cryptocurrencies are borderless currencies that are not controlled by anybody. She can quickly transfer her Bitcoin or her Ethereum or her any other coin to the mother's wallet, and the mother can be able to convert that into the Rumble, and they can be able to put bread on the table or just basically meet their basic needs. So it is very important for us to understand that the state has been set for uptake of these cryptocurrencies and basically for blockchain technology to take off. Now, with regards to Ukraine, I want to bring your attention to two critical things that happened in Ukraine. Now, when the war intensified, the government of Ukraine put out a call for people to stand with the people of Ukraine, and they officially sent out on Twitter the wallet through which people could send Bitcoins, could send Ethereums, could send USDTs, and within a period of 3 weeks, they had been able to mobilize over $54 million in form of Bitcoins and Ethereums and USDT. Again, we have seen a lot of these cries for help from individuals. There was one particular guy who was in Kazakhstan. He had already been, had run to Kazakhstan as a refugee, and he was reaching out and telling people that his debit cards could no longer work. All his savings had been wiped out, but he said because he had cryptocurrencies, because he had Bitcoins, he had Ethereums, he had USDTs in his wallet, he is able to meet his needs, and he's hoping that that can help him be able to support his brothers and sisters who have also been dispersed in other parts of the world. Before they settle, before they figure out how to move on with life, cryptocurrencies are bridging that gap, and it's helping people to live as normal lives as possible. Now, having understood that, we want to ask ourselves, how then can we, especially as women, how can we engage in this space in a manner that we can be able to bring value into our families, into our communities, and into our societies? Let me give you very simple statistics here. Today, if you go to coinmarketcap.com, one of the most important websites where you get a lot of education and information about the performance of cryptocurrencies, you're going to see that there are over 18,000 cryptocurrencies that have been created. And the market capitalization of all the cryptocurrencies at the moment is about $1.7 trillion. I want you to compare that figure with the GDP of Africa. Currently, the GDP of Africa is at $2.6 trillion, which then speaks to the fact that the economy of cryptocurrencies today can buy the whole economy of the entire continent of Africa at about 65%. Now, very interestingly, look at the GDP of my country at the moment, Kenya. It is only $100 billion. Look at the GDP of South Africa. It's only $302 billion. Now, Bitcoin alone currently is at $725 billion. It can basically buy out the economy of South Africa twice over and still have some pocket change. Look at Ethereum. Ethereum alone is equivalent to the GDP of South Africa. Therefore, this is not a space you and I can afford to sit back anymore. It is a space that we must engage with knowledge and understanding, because it is going to shape our lives going forward. So I want to now take you through briefly how you can engage in this space without having to risk your money. One of the reasons why a lot of people have had a negative impact about the blockchain technology is because they got into it without necessarily understanding how the system works and whom to trust and whom not to trust. Now, I want to tell you this. It is a decentralized system. You are not supposed to be at the mercies of another person. So we normally tell people there are several ways you can engage in this space. One of these is you can participate in new coins. Like you have seen, there are over 18,000 coins that are being released. But the challenge with new coins is you need first and foremost to understand what solution in the society is it solving. Number two, who are the people who are behind it? Because one of the greatest challenges that people have encountered is that people create new coins, they hype the market, people send them the money, and then all of a sudden they disappear with their money, and that is not what we want. We want you to engage. If somebody is creating a new coin, please make sure you understand who they are, you understand the solution they are offering, so that you can engage knowing exactly what it is that you're engaging in. The other, of course, option is you can participate in mining. But again, we tell people mining is a very capital-intensive affair. It requires you to buy a lot of mining equipment, those small gadgets. And for you to make any significant gains, you need to make a significant investment. So that may not necessarily be the space we want you to go into. Now, the other one is, of course, return on investment programs. And this has been the greatest thorn in this space. Now, a return on investment program is anything where somebody comes up with a program on blockchain and they tell you, bring your money, we shall work it around, we shall multiply it for you. Now, anytime you send your money to somebody, you're already taking on the risk, 100%. The risk is on you. It's no longer on the person who has received your money. So if the intention was to just take your money and then walk free, then the whole risk rests on you. And we want people to stop doing that, because that is not how blockchain technology is supposed to be. Now, of course, some of the areas that we recommend that you can engage in is you can learn how to trade the price. But again, we say that's a very risky zone. A lot of people do that. They trade prices of these currencies as they go up and down, and they make a lot of money. But what I would highly recommend are two things. One, you can buy these cryptocurrencies, especially most of the ones that have had usability and acceptability in the market. You can buy them and hold them in your wallet, and you can hold them for as long, for you to make any significant gain, you need to hold them for anything between 5 to 10 years, which can, for example, I've given you statistics that in the last 12 years, Bitcoin alone has given a return of 800,000% through appreciation. And of course, you know, it suffers a lot of volatility. So you have to also understand that that is part of the bargain. But for purposes of helping everyday ordinary person to engage in this space, I want to introduce you to how you can use smart contracts. And I'm going to speak specifically to one smart contract that all of us can engage in a manner that we are able to generate revenue, money which we can use to pay our bills, which we can use to support our children, but at the same time, a platform that gives us a lot of knowledge, a platform that engages us in the space of knowledge, so that as things are unfolding, we are able to follow and understand exactly what is happening, and we don't have to be swept off by the system. Now, when we go into smart contract, let me first of all give you the definition of what a smart contract is. I'm waiting for my screen to move. Yes. Now, if you go to Investopedia, one of the most credible sources of information with regards to investment and stuff like that, you're going to get a definition of a smart contract. And this basically speaks to the fact that a smart contract is a programming code that is self-operating. It is a programming code that is self-operating, and it has to be put directly on the blockchain. And because it is self-operating, and because once you put it on the blockchain, it acquires the three characteristics I talked about of blockchain, which is transparency, security, and decentralization. It therefore means it cannot be hacked, it cannot be stopped, and it cannot be changed. And it does not require an administrator or a company to run it. Whatever you program a smart contract to do is exactly what it shall do. It shall execute the transactions based on the orders you have given it. Now, smart contracts are usually created by people we refer to as authors. And you can think about another, and I know in our business right now, we have authors of books. Once an author writes a book and puts it in the shelf and we buy it, it's no longer the business of the author to find out if we read it, if we understood what they were saying, if the author cannot even call back those books, because the people are as diverse as they can get, and that is exactly how a smart contract works. Once it's locked up on the blockchain, even the person who has authored it loses control, and they can only engage with it just like everybody else. So let me show you why we are keen on using smart contracts to run our businesses going forward. If you look at the traditional business models, before a product reaches the consumer, it normally goes through various stages of various participants in the middle. One of the people it goes through is, of course, the manufacturer, who will take it to the distributor, and then it can go to the retailer and then to the consumer. But when in the early 1970s, most of the people who are in these traditional business models realized that they could actually get rid of some of these people in the middle so that they transfer some benefits to the end consumer. And that is when the whole concept of relationship marketing was introduced. And what happens in relationship marketing is basically there is a manufacturer or a company, but now they are able to bypass the distributor and go straight to the consumer or the retailer, and therefore the benefit that would have accrued to the distributor ends up in the hands of the consumer. Now, when we go to smart contracts that are running on the blockchain, now this is exactly what is happening. Kindly click next, click twice, just click twice. Yes, next. This is exactly, oh, let's go back. This is exactly what is happening. The smart contract now is eliminating everybody in the middle. First of all, it eliminates the distributor, which means all the costs associated with the distributor no longer have to be passed to the consumer. And now it gives you power to be the company. You don't have to go and sell other people's products. You own this business, which is running on the smart chain, or a smart contract on the blockchain. And because the business is yours, all the benefits that would have accrued to the manufacturer then becomes your benefit. Remember, we are engaging in a virtual environment. These are not physical products. This is a virtual environment. So the company becomes you. And therefore, when the company is you, you're the one who determines how much money do you want to earn? How do you want your business to run? Who do you want to participate in this business environment with yourself? So having that in mind, next. Let me just show you what that basically means. In an ordinary situation, for a product, just 1 minute, for a product to get to the consumer, there is always what we refer to as research and development costs. And then there's the profit margin to the company, to the distributors, and to all these people. And then, of course, there is the marketing budget. So what this smart contract ideally is doing, it is helping you to eliminate the marketing budget so that no marketing cost accrues to you. Now, because this is using, I want to compare how MLMs or relationship marketing works versus how the smart contracts are working and how they'll be working going forward. So obviously MLMs are centralized because usually you'll be engaging with a company that has some products and you'll be their distributor or the person who is taking the product to the market. Then the company, out of the profit margins, determines how much of that income comes to you. You can never pay yourself 100% because there are other people who must take a portion of that income. And most of them pay up to maybe 50% at best. And then, of course, the greatest challenge with most MLMs is trust issues. Anytime you're dealing with a third party, you can never be too sure what their intentions was or where they are going to change the ball game. And these things work very well, but of course, these are some of the things that the smart contract now is addressing. When you go to the smart contract, it is purely a decentralized system. You don't need middlemen in the middle. And as a result, therefore, you can be able to unlock unlimited income. And in most cases, you'll be able to earn 100% profit. Remember, we said you're the company and you don't have to deal with trust issues because you are dealing with a system that runs itself on the blockchain. And the other thing is, versus normal business models of MLMs, where your payments are always delayed. You run the business, but you have to get your payment on a certain date. On the smart contract, your income is instant. You receive it as soon as you close a transaction. Now, let me introduce you then to the model that I want you guys to carefully consider. Next, please. But before I go into it, just to make some very simple clarification, when we are using this smart contract that I'm about to introduce you to, I want you to appreciate that this is a business and it is not an investment. Very important for us to understand that. We are not putting our money in a certain place, expecting it to give us certain returns at particular periodical times without us having to do nothing. That is not what we are doing. We are engaging in a business model where now you can run your business, a virtual business, but you're the one to initiate the activity for you to be able to make money. And therefore, a business basically is a very simple transaction. Next, please. It is a transaction where you have two types of people. On one hand, next. On one hand, you have people who offer products and services and in exchange for money. And all of us at any one point in time, we fall in either side. We are at some point offering products and services in exchange for money, or we have money and we need to buy products and services. And that is the simplest definition I can give of a business. And why are we using smart contracts as our new business, as the new way of doing business? Because we are looking for efficiencies. And one of the efficiencies I've talked about is you eliminate the people in the middle so that there are no trust issues, and then you don't have to rely on third parties. You can be able to engage directly on a decentralized system. So this particular smart contract that I want you to get to understand is that maybe for a start, you need to ask yourself, so what is the product that we shall be dealing with here? One of the most important thing about this smart contract we are engaging in, it is a knowledge platform. It's a platform we are using to disseminate knowledge on what this new blockchain technology is, and teaching people how to take back power and get into the space of decentralized finance, because basically that is where the world is going. Number two, we are giving you a virtual business, which once you buy into it, you already have a business. As soon as you put it to work, it immediately starts generating for you money. And I will be able to share some testimonies of how in the last 5 or so months, we have used this platform and helped a lot of our people who have been jobless to start earning from this business, and most of them are actually able to generate income that is way above the average wage in my country. Now, of course, the other key thing that we are bringing forth is the importance of a community. You want to belong into a community that is able to sharpen each other, that is able to ask itself, where are we going next? How do we remain relevant in our community, in our society today? So let me run you through quickly how this smart contract works. And this smart contract is 100% decentralized, and it has been running currently on 3 platforms. It is currently running on the Ethereum platform, it is running on the Tron platform, and it's also running on what we refer to as BUSD, or Binance Smart Chain. And Binance Smart Chain, or whose main currency is BUSD, is a stable currency that has been created by Binance Exchange. Binance Exchange is the largest crypto exchange today. And why today I want to focus my attention on the Binance Smart Chain program is because the other two, in as much as they are running, they can be very challenging, especially to an ordinary person. Remember, we are running a business on cryptocurrencies. They are very volatile. So if you're running a business on Ethereum today, your value could be, one Ethereum today is roughly for $2,700. Tomorrow, the same current Ethereum, the value can go down to $2,200. So you can imagine that can be very challenging for an ordinary person. One day you've closed a business transaction, you've earned an income that is at this level, the following day it's below here, or you have earned an income, the next day the value has gone up. So when you're engaging the new customers, you don't even know how to tell them how to get started. That's why we are very keen on engaging with this smart contract using a stable coin, because a stable coin is a coin that is created to mimic the value of the dollar. It is always at par with the dollar. So when I close a business and I earn money in BUSD, it's as good as earning dollars. And I can convert that money immediately to my currency of choice, to a fiat currency of choice at the exchange rate of the dollar, which gives me stability. So how this smart contract works, this is how it works. It has 4 components inside of it. And each of these components, the naming doesn't really matter. Each of these components work independently. So the first one, we call it X3. The other one, we call it X4, triple X, and X Gold. But I want you to visualize it this way. Next, please. I want you to visualize it this way. I want you to see yourself owning 4 acres of land, okay? You own, these are like 4 acres of land, subdivided into 1 acre piece each. The first acre is what we are calling X3. The second one, we call it X4. The third one, we call it triple X. And the other one, we call it X Gold. Now, the first acre, which we refer to as X3, Visualize yourself building 12 virtual units, 12 virtual units inside your acre piece of land. These virtual units are supposed to generate for you money anytime a customer comes and engages with your property. For example, if you think about investors in real estate, people who create real estate facilities for rentals, anytime a customer walks in, you get money. And today, I don't know about South Africa, but I can tell you what a lot of real estate investors have done here in Nairobi. They have gone the Airbnb way. Instead of getting a client who pays you monthly rent, most people today have put their properties on Airbnb. So the same property that could have given me $1,000 at the end of the month from one client, I can now get as many customers who come in, stay for 2 days, for 3 days, they move out. And each customer comes in and pays me. So at the end of the month, instead of me getting $1,000, I'm able to get maybe $2,500 from the same property. So each of these acres, on the first one, we have 12 virtual units. On the second one, we have 12 virtual units. The third one, we have 12 virtual units. And the fourth one, which is like the biggest project, we have 15 virtual units. Now, anytime a customer comes, you're bringing them into this platform, first and foremost to seek knowledge. They will have to purchase a unit, and that is just basically how they will generate money for you. Now, the pricing of these units is in the currency called BUSD, which is basically equivalent to the dollar. And if I refer to the first unit of X3, you can see the smallest unit is as low as $5, which doubles to 10, 20, 40, all the way, so that the most expensive unit is $9,900. That could be like your presidential suite. And that model is duplicated almost in all the units, though the pricing may differ from one block to the next, but that basically is our virtual business. So let me show you how each of these 4 different components generate you money. Now, on the X3, and I want you to carefully listen to this one. On the X3 first, that is our first project, X3. The smallest unit is $5, which I'm going to use to demonstrate, because how one unit works on the X3 is how all the 12 units work. Now, when you come in to engage in this platform, first and foremost, so that you can get the knowledge, and second, so that you can acquire a business that will generate you value, you will buy this unit at $5, and you buy it only once. Once you bought it, it's yours, it's on the blockchain, it will permanently be yours. When you engage the first client, they will also come and everybody will buy their unit at exactly $5. But because you're the one who invited them to have a look at this business, when they purchase their unit at $5, you are going to earn 100% of that money, and the money comes to your wallet instantly. Why are you earning 100%? Because we say this is not a company, you're the company. This is a virtual product running on the blockchain, and therefore money moves from one person immediately to the next instantly, without having to go through some middle person, without having to experience any delays. So the first customer will pay you exactly 100% of what you invested on that unit. When you get your second customer, they will again pay you 100%. But when you get your third customer, that becomes the game changer. The payment from your third customer will not necessarily pay you. It will go and pay somebody else in the ecosystem, most probably the person who invited you into this business. Now, I want you to look at the 3 clients that you have brought into this platform. Each of them have the exact same benefit as yourself. So the first customer you brought in, if they go and do exactly what you have done and they get themselves the first customer, they earn 100% instantly. When they get the second customer, they earn 100% instantly. But when they get their third customer, that payment from the third customer now comes to you. That, for me, speaks to the fact that Robert Kiyosaki teaches us in almost all his lessons, he loves to teach about this principle, that it is better to earn 1% from the effort of 100 people as opposed to earning 100% of your own personal effort. So this third client is what enables you to earn from the effort of other people whom you don't even necessarily need to know about, so long as they become part of your business. Now, that happens to all the three customers, including the third client. But let me also say
Sister
something.
Nyambura, Sister
Once you
Nyambura,
get your third
can you hear me,
client,
sir?
it doesn't
I'm sorry, Sister Ambura, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, because of time, we started late. Can we just
Okay.
wrap it up till the last slide there? Let's just go to this last
Okay.
slide. I've got two more questions. Let's go to the last
All right.
slide, last slide.
Okay, let me go to the last slide. So,
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, so,
But let me
Okay.
ask the people so that you can see them. Just if you can. This is new technology. Can we say new technology?
new technology. Yes.
This is where the
that
money
one.
is going. When I was in Kenya last week, the Central Bank of Kenya is changing now into DEFI, and we have learned today DEFI means decentralized finance. It means what? Already in Kenya, it's easy because they work with M-Pesa. So Zagabianong, it's your money. Even when you save, it's your money. And the problem with government now, they have a problem because now they do not know whether to tax us or not. So question number one, my sister, this is too much exciting knowledge. On Thursday, when can people are interested, can you let us know what time, because I'll be checking in. What time is your training program this Thursday?
Yes. You're talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you about my sister. What time is the training program? Because people want to have that knowledge because it's just too much knowledge right now. What time on Thursday do you have the training session?
At 11 o'clock, my local time, which is 10 o'clock, your local time.
10 o'clock on Thursday. And where can people
Yes.
clock in? Can you email me the Zoom link and then I can give them the Zoom link?
Absolutely, yes. I'll send you the Zoom link.
But if they
Then
want
they
to
can
get in
clock
touch
in.
with you, because we've got
Yes.
people like Sis Jackie, the CEO of the South African United Business Confederation. She's sitting here. She's got a lot of multimillionaires. They may want a one-on-one session. Can you please provide? Can you please provide your direct email address, please? We'll be slow.
Yes, let me give you my WhatsApp account. Plus 254.
Hold on, be slow. Plus 254, which is Nairobi, Kenya. Go ahead.
722
722
445
445
321.
321.
Yes,
Let's
that's
go.
my WhatsApp account.
That's your direct one. People can get a hold of you immediately.
Immediately. My email address.
Yes, email address.
Nyambura. I don't know whether you can see the name Nyambura on the screen.
No. Okay, let's go back to the screen there. Let's see.
Nyambura.minor.
Okay, hold on. Is it on your last? Is it on your presentation?
No, I don't think I'd put it. Can I just send it on the chat? Let me just send it.
Yeah, just send it on the chat. Yeah.
Yes, let me just send it here.
Because you're breaking the bias. It's technology, it's new money. In Ukraine right now, that's what they're using. And coming in. So Ukraine is all this e-wallet. But people get confused. Bitcoin, Molapo coin, ICANN coin, Black Like Me coin, SAUPC coin, Mokapapura coin, and all that stuff, But before we go to all those coins, blockchain is the way to go.
Yes.
And the Bible is clear. My people die because of lack of. So here is a banker who is successful. I was there last week. I was a keynote speaker last week. I was in Nairobi, Kenya. So that's why I thought I want to expose her to you guys on Thursday, 10 o'clock sharp. But if you want a direct thing, as little as $5, but people like Bo Mama Shaba, you can put $5,000. Start somewhere. But did you hear what she said? Don't put a lot of money on things you don't understand. Like here. Whatever. And that's what I like about Miss Nyambura. While she's a businesswoman, don't get involved until you have the knowledge. Like here. Hey, remember, things don't end wrong. They start wrong. I'm also involved in this thing because I wanted to be sure I understand. But let me tell you this is the future. So give us that personal email. Is hnyambura.
.minor.
.minor is MANA.
Yes.
And then
at gmail.com.
Or at gmail.com. Last words to the sisters, and then we will let you go, because unfortunately we started on time and you were there early. Last words to the sisters here in the room. about the journey of money and encourage them.
Yes, yes. To my dear fellow sisters, we just don't bring our beautiful faces to the table. We bring value. Money is not static. Money shifts and money follows knowledge. All you need to do is invest yourself in knowledge and money will follow you. We have the power to transform our families. We have the power to transform our societies and our communities, and we need to leave a legacy. When we die, what shall be written of us? Let it be written that we are the one who broke the barriers to the ordinary person, that technology is not scary. Technology is a friend. Once we understand it, everything else will fall in place and our lives will permanently be changed. So let us break the bias. Thank you.
Let's give my sister Nyambura a wonderful round of applause. And that is her email address. And finally, my sister, we are looking forward to hosting you here in South Africa. I was touched by honorary rural women who got the concept they are making money. So it's online, but we are finalizing the date. You're going to come up here so that you can share the success stories and begin to break the bias. God bless you and love to the family, and see you soon. Again, a round of applause for our sister.
Yes, thank you.
Before I give it to Abdul, stand up. Folks, this is our personal financial director. I was speaking a couple of years ago, and we don't like just meetings. We don't like just what? She and her husband came to me, Barmalap, we want one of your companies to do everything. From registering your company, be it tax, whatever, payroll, whatever. And I brought her today. She's busy. I say, Itumeleng, you need to come. So if you are wanting a business person who can help you, she is already doing for me. So discount again. Braden, she's been handling our payroll again. So Kio Braden's part of the team. So I see too. Thank you so much. But as you can see, so your job, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put again our hands for Abdul, my brother.
Are we okay?
Sharp, sharp.
Brother, I think we need to change this. I want to do something. Do you think we want to get the people involved? I want you to help me. So this is what we're going to do. So I want you all to stand up quickly. A simple exercise. How many of you love giving? Show me a hand of giving, a left hand of giving. So a left hand of giving. And then your right hand, I want you to point as one. We are one nation. Show me one hand. Now, as you see your partner, see your partner is the right finger, right? So this is your partner. So the dog, just open your hand. Your finger must go in your partner's hand. Make sure you got your finger in your partner's hand. Right? So the sketch. So watch. One hand is open, one finger. You don't have to go, just put your finger there, join there, join there, join there, join there. Just put a finger in there. Now listen, Doc, I want to see how quick you are, brother. Can you catch me? No, not like that, not like that, not like that, not like that. Wait. Doc just chases. Yes, says Doc. Hold on, Doc. Doc, my finger, Doc.
Or catch your finger.
Catch my finger.
Not catch you.
Not catch me.
Just check me.
If it was a woman, I'd say catch me, Doc. But like, Okay. So Doc, when I say the number 3, you must close your head and try and catch me. You always talk about Satan.
Yeah.
Don't let Satan take you over. Yeah, so I want you to not catch me. Yeah, come on, brother. Let's go. Are we ready? Let's watch. So you don't have to do it. Just watch me and Doc. Who's going to win, me or Doc? Who say me? Come on, Doc. Don't lose. Are you ready? By the number 3, you must catch me, right? Are we ready? 1, 2, 3. Doc, what happened?
Second chance.
Do you believe in second chances?
Yes. Yeah, let's do that.
1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, now it's your turn. Music, brother. Let's go to the beat. Doc, let's watch them. Let's see who catch each other. 1, 2, 3. Let's try again. Second chance. Doc, can we give them a second chance?
Yeah, second chance.
Second chance. Come on, watch. I'm watching. Tell your partner I'm watching. I'm checking you out. Are you ready, Miss Universe? Are you ready, Connie? 1, 2, 3. Who caught each other? Let's see. Give yourself a round of applause. I like when women laugh. I love when you smile. Next, I want to move on to the program. It's one of our key sponsors, the managing director of Black Like Me. There's a range of hair products, which I'm telling you, you will also receive at the end of this today. And these products are made locally, distributed all over Africa by AMCA. Our next speaker is Connie, who's from Hammanskraal. She's an A-plus student. When I spoke to her, I said, you're an A-plus student. Explain that to me. She said when she went into school, what was unique is she was in grade 1, and before she got into, as the year got, they noticed she was A+, they moved her to grade 3. She was promoted. Let's give her a round of applause. I then asked her, you know, she studied as an MBA, and I asked her, what is the biggest achievement? And she's going to talk to you about this, and we're going to chat about this, and we're going to engage about it. It's about raising kids. This is important. I want you to prepare some questions and we're going to ask Connie, and maybe she's going to guide you, inspire you, impact you, because children is the biggest challenge at this moment. And then I asked her, what is your biggest fear? You look so calm, you look so in control. She said, education. And I said, what about education? He said, people not taking education seriously. And by the next question I asked her, every morning as you wake up, what makes your heart beat? What makes it go doof, doof? And all of you, something makes it go doof, doof. She said, helping people. Today, she's here to help you. I would like you to put your hands together and a round of applause. Let's give her a standing ovation. Connie Mashaba. Connie, is it okay that we do something differently? We just have a chat. Is that okay with you?
Let's have fun.
Are we going to have fun? Are you all okay to have fun?
Let's have fun.
You know, Connie, your biggest achievement, and you said, and I want to get straight into it, is raising kids. This is challenging globally. People are challenged. I'm a coach. I work with kids. I do programs on bullying. I do programs on taking kids from one level to the next. But still parents call me and they say, Abdul, our kids are challenged. When I asked you, what's the most important thing to you that makes you happy is raising kids? How do you win? There's people out there who want to know and yearning to know. What are the tools? How do people win? You know, how do people win with kids?
Good morning, everyone. I think it's, before I say anything, let me just thank the audience here and the audience that are online, and Dr. Mulapo and your team. Thank you so very much. It's been a long time, and I think it's important that we are all here today on International Women's Day. Yes, it's the second day, but I'm so, so honored to be here to share whatever wisdom that I have. My 60th wisdom. I mean, I've been here for a long time, so I think I do deserve
a round of applause
to say something, yeah. So thank you so much for that, yeah. Abdul, with regards to raising children, I don't think there's any formula. We all try our best.
Okay.
We really all try our best. I mean, you can have the best intention. It doesn't matter where you come from. I have learned that you don't even laugh when a woman or a parent says, my child is going through difficulties. You don't blame them because it's not through their fault. No parent would like to see their children roaming the street and not succeeding. So what we do, you pray every day.
Wow.
You pray every day, and you listen, and you share. Sometimes we have a small problem at home, but I don't share. If I share with Dr. Mulapo, I share with Ms. Jakey, she'll say to me, this is how I did it. And you listen, and you take whatever that has helped someone, you know, to implement it in yours. But it doesn't always work. So it's a constant journey. In fact, a friend of mine said, as a parent, you become a parent until you are in your 90s.
Absolutely.
I still call my daughter, I say, are you warm today? Even if she's 27. So it's just a continuous talking to them and really praying for them and really guiding them all the time. I don't think there will be a time when you don't just call them and ask them how they are they doing the right thing? Because human beings are human beings. We need to be in the boundaries. It doesn't matter whether you're a child or you are an adult, I still need someone to help guide me, because that's where we have what we call a conscience. If we don't have a conscience as people, that's where we go everywhere. So I think everyone needs, sometimes we push envelope, and it's okay to push envelope, because if you don't push that envelope, you won't learn. So when you push envelope, you burn a little bit. Remember when we were young, we sometimes when a child is crawling and there's a candle, we come from the candle time, and the child will go to the candle and burn. Sometimes we say, let her, let him.
Wow.
Because in that way they will learn. So that's what life is all about.
You talk about the candle burning. And sometimes we get it wrong.
Yeah.
We use the wrong tools. We burn ourselves wrongly. We think it's the presence of gifts. It's not the presence of time. What is the difference? But before I do that, Connie, do you like gifts?
I do.
Do you like gifts?
I mean, gifts are empowering. They
do you think we should give the people some gifts?
Let us do that.
So how do
Let
we
us
give
do
people
that.
gifts? How many of you want one of Connie's products? Like me. I see they all pick
I
on
think
them.
all of them.
They all want products. We're going to give them all a product. Is that okay, Connie?
We can. Do we have enough?
We do have enough. You, our
Absolutely.
sponsor, our main sponsor, we have enough. So we're going to give all of you.
We will.
But
We will.
now, we have to give someone here in the group a gift, but they have to earn it. And you're talking of children.
Yes.
How about we see who has the most children and we give them the gift? How's that? Is that fair?
Yes.
Is that fair? So we can't just give it anyway, Connie. Or what do you say, Connie?
I think so. Let's.
Is that fair? So who has the most children? Let's see. Who has 1? Who has 2? Who has 3? Oh, wow. Now we got some winners. 4. So we got 5. Oh, my God. We got 1 left. Come in front. We got 1. Oh, wait. We got 2 5s. Oh, here's a 5. Here's a 5. We got 2 5s. 6. 6 children. How many? You got 6 children. You got lots. Okay, come in front. Here's a lady who is Lord. Let's give her a round of applause. I think, Connie, what do you think, Connie?
I think she deserves it because she's done quite a lot of work with children. Yeah. And good luck. Good luck. Thank you so very much.
Ma'am, while you are here, give us one tip. You've been successful with children. What would you say is the key ingredient to successful children?
Hello, everybody. The key to success with children is to listen to children and discipline each and every child you come across, whether it's yours biologically or not. That's why I've got lots of children in Joburg.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you.
Connie, we're talking of children,
Yes.
and she spoke about discipline. I want to talk about time.
Yeah.
Presence of gifts versus presence of time. A lot of people believe, and maybe they come from the candle era or not the candle era or the new era, which I'll call the light ESCOM era. So maybe there's so much darkness here and we're giving the wrong light.
Yeah.
What light should we give our children? Is it the presence of gifts, presence of time?
I think it's the presence of time more than anything, or both, however you take it. For me, I think the kids, when we grew up, kids were seen and not heard. And I think if you are sitting at the table, dinner table, or in the morning when you have breakfast with your children, you talk about what are their needs, what are their fears, what do they aspire to do. And I remember at one time my son likes funny stuff like Rolls Royce. And he said to me, can you go to the Rolls Royce shop? And guess what? A mother says, what? I'll never drive that car. Why must I go to that Rolls Royce shop? And as I mature, and I say to myself, I think I should have listened to him, because that's what he aspired to have. Whether he's going to have it or not, I should not have denied. And I did deny him to go to a Rolls Royce shop. I said, when you grow up, you will take yourself there, because I will not drive a Rolls Royce. I need to be driven in the Rolls Royce.
Wow.
But at the moment, I can't afford it, so there's no point in going there. So we need to have our children dream, and dream the impossible dreams. Whether they're going to make it or not, but let them dream and listen to them, debate with them, hear them, talk to them. And I think that's what I'm doing, especially boy child. I think we have these programs where we say, take a girl child to school. Girls, we spend time with them. They know, they more or less know what their parents, their mothers want. But I think we have a lot of problems with the boy child. And I have a problem right now, and I'm saying if I empower my girl child, and Miss Jackie doesn't empower her boy child, how are they, this boy child and girl child, going to get together? That is why sometimes we find there's a lot of GBV, because you find that our girl child are probably here and our boy child are here. So there is that misfit. So we need to empower all the children.
You know, you talk of empower all the children. Let's give her a round of applause. That's a beautiful answer.
Yeah.
You know, you talk of empowering all the children. How do we do that? You know,
First of all, education. We spoke, Dr. Mulapo spoke about knowledge. You can have all this, but when you have knowledge, use that knowledge. So you must execute or implement the knowledge. So the one thing that we need to do, and I'm not saying let's have degrees or whatever, but just normal education. Take the child to be educated. And then in that way, they've got what we call lateral thinking. They can think.
Absolutely.
They can think. I mean, the reason why we go to school, you can be an engineer, but you might end up being a marketing person. It just the way you have been sort of educated, your mindset, the way you think. So that's what we need, so that we have people who think, not people who listen to what other people are saying. If Abdul, you say to me, there's a war in Ukraine, I mustn't go out and say there's a war in Ukraine. I must go and Google or do something and inquire and get the knowledge myself that indeed there is war in Ukraine. So we have a lot of people who live by hearsay, and that's where we have a problem. So we need to educate people.
You know, President Mandela, our late president, he said education is the most powerful weapon which can change the world.
Absolutely.
What do you believe about that?
I believe in that. And I think I'm one of those, I saw Miss Oma here, I'm one of those crazy people. Let me tell you, I don't know how many certificates I have, how many degrees I have. I mean, last year at 60, I attained my MBA. It shows that I keep on learning. If I'm in a meeting, and then someone says something that I don't understand, I go out, take my cell phone, and Google, what is this, Investopedia, if there's something that I don't understand. So we need to constantly empower ourselves, constantly. It doesn't have to be a degree, but just to know, if you are in a marketing area, know everything about marketing. When they talk about reach, when they talk about anything, just, it is your area, you must excel in your area. So that's what we need to do. And I have a problem with the current situation where our kids have to pass by 40% and 30%. We're not, you know, the intellect, it is so important. Not the intellectual, the intellect. If we don't get our kids to ask questions, to be intellect savvy, we have a problem. So if I pass by 30%, I mean, it means I don't know 70%. So we need to encourage our kids to read. And not only read South African books, read what's happening in Zimbabwe, read about what's happening in Ukraine, read what's happening in, I don't know if you know of a president, during President Trump's campaign, there was another candidate presidency, I can't remember his name, but you are expected to know what's happening in the world, especially as an American president. So they asked him, I said, tell us about what you think is happening in Aleppo. And then this candidate president, he says, what are you talking about? What is Aleppo? Do you know that he lost his candidacy because he didn't know that Aleppo is in Syria and there's war in Aleppo?
Wow.
So you need to empower ourselves about the things that are in your area, even those that are not in your area. Because in that way, when I get to meet with Dr. Mulapo, we talk. I'm beyond, what I know. I don't have to talk about what I drank yesterday. I don't have to talk about how I scanned about someone yesterday, but I want to talk about, you've got to always, when you leave someone, they must be empowered about what you've said.
I love what you're saying, and we learn from the cradle to the grave.
Yes.
And now just sitting here with you, you educated me about what you just said. And it inspires me because we learn every day.
Yeah.
What tools do you have for people? What message do you have for people with regard to education? What message do you have for people to break the bias from that system, that they're stuck in that mindset? What would you suggest to people?
Breaking the bias. I mean, all of us are biased. You know, because of our cultures, because of the system, because of where we are socialized. When I look at someone wearing, let's say that lady is wearing an orange, I'll say, why is she wearing orange? Is she not supposed to be wearing black? You know what I mean? We always say something. But what I want to advise our audience is when that bias thing comes, be aware of it and say, do I really have to say this? It's like ego. Excuse me. It's like ego. You know, we all have ego. I mean, I'll be coming in here and I say, I wish everybody knew who I was. When that thing comes, say, why should everybody know who you are? Why? Because of you are Konima Shaba or you are whatever. Let people know who you are by the way you behave, the way you care, the way you care about them. I think the purpose, for me, I get up in the morning and I say, how much kindness am I going to give out there? We need to be kind, and the more you are kind, the more you are open to people, you know. So that's what I live by.
You know, the hand that is open to give
Yes.
is welcome to receive. Be the hand that is lower, and you are just that. How important is that? You talked about kindness. How can we, as a society, be kind?
It is very important because for me, the blessings comes from kindness. You know, sometimes people say to you, hey, you are lucky you have all these things. There's no luck. You work for everything that you have. You get up in the morning, you smile, even if you don't want to smile. You know, there are days when you don't feel like smiling, but you smile, and when you smile, you get that energy that comes from other people that are giving you. If you don't smile, you're passing that negative energy to people that you meet. So for me, the blessings that we all receive, we might not receive them in an equal way, because obviously we got the blessings from God or from our Creator. But it is about going out there and giving yourself. Giving yourself. I mean, like, for instance, when I go out, and I think all of us, when we go out, you don't go out to inspire. You are an inspiration.
Wow.
You know what I mean? You are an inspiration. You don't go out to be happy. You have to be happy. You know, I'm not going to say, when I have 2 million rand, I'm going to be happy. No. You'll never have that 2 million rand. Just be happy. As you are happy, the 2 million rand will come. You know, so I think that's what I live by. And it's not easy. We are human beings. We have challenges. We go up and down. But you have to get up every morning and say, what is my purpose on this earth? My purpose is to make a difference in whoever that I meet. And I think from the education point of view, we have to. You know, I went to Hanskirchen High School, and we have a group that, you know, we get together, we talk about it. And I said to the guys the other day, I said, what are we going to make an impact with if we adopt two students? Fortunately, Hanskirchen is not a school where you pay your fees. I don't know what they call them, you know, in this morning. But what you do, talk to your students, encourage them, empower them, give them soft skills. And once in a while, just give them 200 rand or 300 rand. And in that way, you encourage them from grade 8 to grade 12. We won't have this issue where in grade 12, we say they are failing. We have to start them in grade 8.
Absolutely. You know, you talked about giving and spoiling your kids, give them 200 rands. Connie, you know, I like giving again.
Okay.
And you know, you said something, and I've decided who I'm going to give this to.
Okay.
You've mentioned a certain color in the room. Do you
Yes.
remember? What color did you say? I remember you were talking and you said, there's some color here to break the bias. Someone
Break
wears a
the
certain
bias.
color.
Yes.
Ma'am, do you want to come up with your orange outfit? You know, I noticed like, she just said orange, am I right? You just said
Yes.
some color, so,
And
you know,
it's
Connie,
such-
you say you like
such a
giving,
beautiful, just a beautiful African outfit. Thank you so much. You see, it's good to, I'm sure you're cross with me that I pointed you out. But there's a gift that is going with that.
See, your
Thank you
outfit
so
is
much.
beautiful. Isn't she awesome?
Thank you.
Thank you. You know, when a lady breaks the bias, wearing different colors,
Yes.
you know, sometimes we get scared to break that bias. When I spoke to you earlier, and I was inspired by our chat, and you spoke about some word, and you mentioned it takes courage. It takes courage. What does courage mean to you?
Courage means a lot. And I think we all have it as women or as people. Today we talk about women. I think the one thing that we forget, women, we have this innate, strong empathy in ourselves. We have good relationship building. We need to use our soft skills. You know, sometimes, I remember at one time in my business, at AMCA, I have 14, 15 men in my exco. And then our CEO used to say, gentlemen, gentlemen. And I thought to myself, can't he see me, that I'm a woman? and then, because I used to wear suits, you know, and I decided, you know, I'm going to wear dresses so that he can see me. But what is important, just be who you are. Yes. And I think sometimes as women, the courage that we have, we want to be who we are not. Especially in business, especially when you are in a male-dominated business. You want to smoke with them, you want to drink with them. You don't have to. Just be who you, if you want to smoke, just smoke because you are smoking. If you want to drink, but don't develop traits that are not your traits because you want to fit in with the people, you know.
Absolutely.
So the courage for me is to be truthful, to be honest. If you are honest, sometimes be vulnerable. Guess what? They say we should not cry. If you feel like crying, why not? It's a gift that you are given.
Wow.
I mean, okay, I'm not encouraging that, you know. In a boardroom, you know, you've got to stick by what you believe in. One professor said to us at Harvard that, you know, especially in the 80s, when men would be sitting on the boardroom table and they're talking. And when I come in and I say, I'm thinking, and then they look at you because it's that woman's voice. How do you break the bias? You know what you do? She says, stand up and pretend like you're going to have some tea. And when you come back, you're standing and you say, gentlemen, this is what I thought we should do. What are they going to do? They're all going to look at you and they're going to listen to you. So sometimes you have to be creative. You should not be aggressive. You should not be cross. Don't be cross.
I love that.
When they say something. Don't be cross. Don't be, just teach. We need to teach. We have a role as women to teach how we want to be treated. Because if we don't teach them how we want to be treated, whether it's your children, your friends, your colleagues, no one will know how you feel. I don't want to assume that Abdul knows me. I need to tell Abdul who I am so that Abdul must understand what I stand for as a woman, what I stand for as a mother, what I stand for as a businesswoman. So for us, the courage to stand up there, to be truthful, to be authentic about who you are, to be honest with how you feel, it is what would make you stand out as a woman. So my breaking the bias is don't be aggressive. Just be who you are. Be a woman. Be feminine. Be who, not even feminine, be who you are. And stand out there. And sometimes they say the ones who talk louder are aggressive. We are different. Some talk louder. Some are you know, softer. I used to have a problem when I speak, I speak faster. When I talk to someone, if they say, I was corny, whatever, I get angry. But I've learned now, because we are different. I mean, like, for instance, someone calls you, hello, how are you? and you're in a meeting. You want that person to say, hello, how are you, whatever. But with time, I have learned that we are different. That person has their own strength. We're not all of us fast. So let us be understanding of each one of us traits. I'm beginning to do that, and I'm not sure if I'm late because I'm already sell by date, you know. So I'm advising young women, young leaders, just be understanding of those who are slow and understanding of those who are fast. If they're too fast for you, talk to them and make them, you know, get back. But we just need to understand everyone. We have it in our, I mean, the fact that you raised children, you know different types of your kids, that one is this soft, one is whatever. understand that. Yeah.
You know, you talk about understanding each other, and sometimes we are different. But what if we're common? Because I believe we are very much in common. I don't know what happened that you were in the same outfit like me, we were in the same clothes. How is it that we have to be unique, but we are the same? Explain that to me. Sometimes we have commonalities.
We have commonalities, but we also have differences. And I think what builds us more, like South Africa, we are a diverse country with different languages, different people. So there are some commonalities. Commonalities, for me, are the fundamental issues of who we are as human beings. That we aspire to have good family, all of us. We aspire to have good families. We aspire to be respected. We aspire to respect. Those are commonalities. But we still have our differences, and we must make sure that those differences we embrace. We need to embrace that. If, like for instance, you are of an Indian origin.
Absolutely.
I'm of black or African, not black, African origin. But at the same time, when we go to our homes, you love your family, I love our family. Love is the most common thing that brings us together. But you have a different faith, probably, than me.
Absolutely.
And you probably say, Allah.
Absolutely.
And I say God. But Allah and God
Are the same.
are the same. So we do have commonalities, but we do have differences that we must embrace and respect. That doesn't mean that when someone is Zulu and they're doing, what do you call them, the traditional stuff, and someone is African, they don't do that, you say those are barbarics. No, we are all the same. We just need to make sure that we respect one another, and that's where the bias come in. The bias because you think you are better than the other person because of whatever. So we need to break that, and it's all in us. It's all in us. Before we say anything, think about it. Is it necessary? Is it going to build? Is it going to break? So whatever our intention at every point in time in our lives, let us build and not break, however small it is. When I see someone who is smart, who is beautiful, I will go to her. Or I haven't gone to him yet. I'll go to her and I say, my dearest, you look amazing. Do you know what it does to that person the whole day? She will walk tall. She will walk with confidence. She will feel loved. That's what we need to do every day of our lives. Let's make a difference. Let's learn. I've taught my kids, my children, they're not kids anymore, my children, that every day learn something. Learn a language, learn a word. And that word, when you get home, we sit at the table and say, okay, today I've learned this word, notwithstanding. And then we break it down, So that is what we need to do.
You know, Connie, I wish we could carry on talking.
Yes.
You completely inspired me. I'm sure you've inspired all of you. Yes. You know, what I take from this, ask yourself this question. Is it necessary? And then, is it? You can either break someone or not. Make them. Change them. Question yourself. You know, those questions which we ask ourselves can transform your life. I feel transformed just sitting by you. I feel inspired, and I'm sure everyone here was inspired. Connie, it's been totally my pleasure to have someone who has courage, someone who has a view of education, and someone who's close to kids. You're a mother of our nation. Thank you, Connie, for your time.
Thank you.
It's been totally inspiring.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I really appreciate this opportunity. I think all of us have capacity to make a difference, to empower others. However, we need, first of all, to empower ourselves. So with that word, I'm just saying thank you so very much for this beautiful occasion. International Women's Day. We are so important. We are the mother of the nations. All of us as women. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Can you all give us a standing ovation? This is Connie.
You. madam. Miss Universe. Come, yeah, come. Testing. You can sit close to Angela, that's fine. Oh, I have a mic here, that's good. I didn't see that. Thank you, Machita. Temba, ningizamile namhlanje. Performance appraisal iyabonakala Machita. Ngiyabonga. Did you enjoy our Connie? You know what I like? Sometimes preparing speeches is fantastic, but when a person speaks from the heart, Abdul, you can sense and feel. Aus Oma Zamile, where's Aus Oma Komaracho kwa? Zamile, oh, I can go business, every voice is an invoice. Not go remember invoice. Askin, thanks so much for your simplicity. It is amazing because as men, Rally Sheba, there's something about women sometimes when they begin to be smarter and particularly have more money, they change. The arrogance in the boardroom. And then some of them is not only with us as men, also with the other sisters. Now they think they're indispensable. Thank you so much for keeping it just simple and straightforward. And again, folks, let's continue to support Black Like Me. Can we say Black Like Me? Fortunately, we don't have white people. I know some of you white sisters up there, but still support for your other sister. Kazam, okay. Thank you. Let's say thank you again to Amka and Black Like Me. Ladies, thank you so very much. I'm going to build from what Aus Connie said. So, Aus Angela, just are you soft or faster or, you know, which one are you? Okay, let's go up there. No.
Hello.
There you go.
I think I'm more calm and in between. So my experience with that is that when I was in sales and we used to be taught telephone etiquette, they would say you need to copy whoever's on the other line and speak according to their tone. So if they speak fast, then you'd speak fast. If they speak slow, then... So I've adjusted that way accordingly. So it depends who I'm speaking to. But generally, I think I adjust depending on who I'm speaking to.
Okay.
But I speak fast as well.
Yeah. Sis Pumzile, are you the faster or middle or, you know, slower one in the area of communication?
Hi everyone, I'm faster.
Faster?
Yes.
Okay, let's see how faster we go. Angela, today we want to talk about something uncomfortable. Yesterday, we had an interesting session that this lady on your left opened up some things, and I don't apologize for this. The Lord just did something, and my wife, Faith, stopped SMS me and said she feels we need to pray for people loving each other, and the Lord did a wonderful work yesterday. Is that okay? Come on, let's give the Lord a wonderful round of applause. Thank you. Most of the time we talk about success, Angela. But surely, when I closed yesterday, I spoke about challenges. And I spoke about 5 things. Face, trace, grace, place, erase. Can you share practically? You mentioned Aus Connie vulnerability. My bro Abdul mentioned about vulnerability. In the pursuit of success, surely, as we pursue success, there are challenges, there are mishaps, there are mistakes, there are bad decisions. Can you share some thoughts from your experience as a woman and how you, in your own life, have broken the bias and helped